marching band dancing. Time to get some basketball going here at Memorial Gym. It'll be Haddon against Lundquist in the tip-off circle. This afternoon's officials, Teresa Turner, Steve Belknap, and Esther Sue. As the tip is gathered by Gina Markson on the left wing of the perimeter, traveled a bit of a distance. She'll run it back out to the Vandal logo. Vandals in white and black going left to right in this opening half. It's Markson trying to get it in the post to Haddon. Ball knocked away for a moment as he gathers it on the right baseline. To the right wing to Markson. Look for a shot into the key. Back out, Mikayla Ferenz, top of the key three. Off the rim, no. Klinker knocks it away and out of bounds on the rebound attempt. That'll be San Francisco ball. Again, just underway, 9:34 to go in the opening quarter. No score between the Idaho Vandals and the San Francisco Dons. Glad to have you along. As Shannon Powell brings it up the floor for the Dons. Gets back to her from the pass from Galich. Now around to Valavirta. Kia Valavirta, the running lay-in from the right side is good. Kia Valavirta with the opening points. San Francisco 2, Idaho nothing. 9:12 to go now in the opening frame. It's Markson in the half court. Tries to get it to Ferenz down the baseline. Cut off at the pass. Back out to Taylor Pierce working against Valavirta. Now down the baseline. Short jumper for Ferenz from about 8 is good. Mikayla Ferenz opens her account on this Saturday. We're tied at 2, just under 9 to play in the first quarter, live from Memorial Gym. Swings around the right side of the perimeter to Shannon Powell. Around to Marta Galich on the left side, working the perimeter against Haddon. Down the baseline, tries the reverse lay-in, can't get it to go. Tipped out of bounds. Ball will stay with the Dons. Fresh 30 on the shot clock. They'll inbound it to the left side of their hoop. On the near baseline to us, San Francisco in green and gold, moving right to left in this opening half. Shannon Graham, left wing of the perimeter, now cuts into the key. Back out to Galich, just inside the line for 2. It's long, no. Graham right there for the rebound. She puts it back up and in. Shannon Powell, her first bucket, 4-2 San Francisco. 8:15 to play now in quarter number 1. As Haddon at the left wing of the perimeter, she can hit that shot if they leave her open. Pass deflected away, but there's some contact and a foul. San Francisco going to get called. Some contact on the steal attempt. Foul is on Kia Valavirta of San Francisco. Her first, team's first. First foul either side. So Mikayla Ferenz inbounds it to Haddon. Now back out to the logo to Markson, and the Vandals will set up the half-court offense. Markson dribbles to the right side to Taylor Pierce in the right corner along the baseline. She'll dribble it around the perimeter, almost out to the top of the key. Now swings around the key to Klinker. Now to Markson on the left side of the arc. 10 to shoot for the Vandals. On the baseline, Izzy Haddon, jumper. A little shy, no. Valavirta gets the rebound. Ball knocked away. I believe it's going to be a foul. Nope, just out of bounds, excuse me. San Francisco ball. Inbounded as Lucia Kostic in the game. Haven't seen a substitution. Might have missed something there. My apologies. But Lucia Kostic in. Swings around. Down low to Kostic now. Lucia Kostic around for Lundquist. Kind of a fall away running jumper from 12, good. Don't know how you can do both of those at the same time, but I just saw it with my own eyes. 6-2 San Francisco. 7:10 remaining here in the first quarter. It's Markson, dribbles to the left side of the arc. Out to Pierce. Well outside the arc, but she'll take the 3 from there. Just shy, no. Rebound. Ferenz on the floor. She gets it. Gathers it, flings it over to the side to Pierce, who gets it. New shot clock for Idaho. To Markson in the left corner. Looks for a screen from Haddon and gets it. Tried the pick and roll with Haddon. Pass stolen away by Valavirta of San Francisco. She dribbles all the way down the floor. Kia Valavirta the lay-in good. And head coach John Newling wants time. San Francisco, a rough effort Thursday, coming out strong on this Saturday afternoon. 6:38 to play. Louder. Okay. They need my audio a little louder, Corey, just a heads up. About 6.5 to play here in the opening quarter. Doug Taylor joining you for Vandal Women's Basketball in the Idaho Central Credit Union from Learfield. It is 8-2 San Francisco. The Dons coming out early. Haley Christopher in the game for the Vandals. Ball stolen away. San Francisco the other way. Shannon Powell, running jumper attempt no good, but she is fouled and she'll head to the line. Foul is on Klinker. Oh, excuse me, Taylor Pierce, my apologies. Read the numbers in the wrong direction. Taylor's first, Idaho's first. That'll send Shannon Powell to the line. First free throw on the way, up and good for Powell, senior from El Paso, Texas. 47% shooter from the free throw line on the young season, but that one swished through without issue. As Lundquist comes out of the game, second free throw on the way, Powell hits them both. 10-2 San Francisco. They've come out firing here in these early moments of the opening quarter. It's Markson in the half court, guarded closely there by Gulich. Christopher will hand it to Pierce around the screen. Oliveira disrupted it for a moment, but Pierce has it now, running to the right side of the arc. Hands it to Markson. Gina Markson down in the post to Klinker, and the ball is kicked out of bounds. It'll be a kick ball. Shot clock reset to 15. It'll stay with the Vandals. And Gina Markson will inbound it from the underneath the left side of her own hoop. As Markson gets it into Klinker along the right baseline. Hands it back to Markson. Right corner three for Gina. Just a little shy, no. Ferenz with the board, and she puts it right back up and in. Mikayla Ferenz almost had a double-double in her last game. It was 31 and 9 for Mikayla. She has the 4 points for Idaho, 10-4 San Francisco, 5:40 to play now in the first quarter. As Vala Virta on the left side of the arc for San Francisco. 13 to shoot for the Dons. Working, Powell, and they're gonna get an offensive foul. I believe that was Nia Watsna, who did not get set on the screen. That it was. So Julia Nia Watsna, freshman from Poland, leading scorer for the Dons. Her first foul. Second foul for San Francisco, and it's Idaho ball on the turnover. As right now on the floor for the Vandals, it is Haley Christopher, Gina Markson, Taylor Pierce, Mikayla Ferenz, and Natalie Klinker. As it is Christopher for Haddon, the lone sub so far for Idaho. It's Pierce at the top of the arc, moves it to the right side to Markson. Thought about a right wing three for a moment. And now underneath we have a contact and a foul. Abby Rathman gets called for the foul. And it was a shooting foul as Markson was headed to the hoop, so Gina will head to the line for two. Gina averaging just a little over 8 points a game, the freshman from Sammamish, Washington. 5 of 8 from the line so far this season. Make it 6 of 9 as the first free throw switches through. 10-5 San Francisco. 5:09 to play here in quarter number one. Second free throw from Markson also switches through. 2 for 2 with ease for Gina. She's on the board. Idaho cuts the San Francisco lead to 4, 10-6. Hitting the midway point now of the opening quarter as the Vandals trap on defense, causing some problems for Abby Rathman of San Francisco, but they get it back out underneath. The Dons able to beat it. They find Vala Virta down there for the lay-in. 12-6 San Francisco, 4:50 to play here in the first quarter. Live from Memorial Gym, Idaho Vandal women's basketball. Glad to have you along as Mikayla Ferenz handed the ball by Markson. Runner off the back of the rim, no. Rebound by Shannon Powell of the Dons. She gets it to the logo, then settles it for a moment. Vala Virta to the left elbow. And back out to Powell, who will reset the half-court offense for the Dons. Swings it around to Rathman, now in the post. To Kostic, Lucia Kostic. Left-handed hook shot, no. Offensive board again for San Francisco. Vala Virta will take a left wing three. That was a little off and out of bounds. That'll be Idaho ball, 4:12 now in the first quarter. 12-6 San Francisco the score. Substitution for San Francisco as Nia Alexander in the game. There was some confusion there on the starters, at least for me. And again, my apologies. I don't think Alexander's been in this game yet. Not sure, but she's back in or in for the first time. As Natalie Klinker hands it to Gina Markson. Underneath to Ferenz. Great play and setup. Easy lay-in for Mikayla Ferenz. Under 4 to play now in the opening quarter. 12-8 San Francisco. Lucia Kostic now handling for San Francisco. Getting it underneath in the post to Nia Watsna. Nia Watsna. Left-handed hook shot, good, and she's fouled. Nia Watsna, again, the leading scorer for the Dons. She finds her way to the hoop. Actually, it was about 8 to 10 feet, the hook shot. Fouls on Klinker. First foul for Natalie Klinker. Second foul for Idaho. Nia Watsna for the three-point play. It's good. 15-8 San Francisco. 3:40 to play now in the first quarter. To Klinker at the top of the key. Some contact, and they're going to get Natalie for an offensive foul. She was trying to create some space. San Francisco bench thrilled at the call. Substitution now is Juliette Jones is going to come in for Natalie Klinker. So Klinker to the bench with 2 quick fouls. 15-8 San Francisco, 3:36 to play, and the Dons inbound it. Going right to left in this opening quarter, just across midcourt. Dons swinging underneath to Nia Watsna, working against Christopher. Couple of nice moves underneath to get the easy lay-in for Yulia Nia Watsna. 17-8 San Francisco. The Dons have come out very differently from how they did Thursday night at Beasley Coliseum. Contact on Ferenz as she was dribbling. It's going to be a foul on San Francisco. Foul is on Nia Alexander. Her first, San Francisco's fourth. One more will put the Vandals in the bonus for the remainder of the quarter. As it is Marta Golic who returns for San Francisco. Rathman takes the seat on the bench. Marks will bring him back out. Fresh 30 for the Vandals, working on the right side of the arc. Hands it to Ferenz. Thought about the three for a moment. Mikayla cuts, finds Juliette Jones open in the corner, gets out to Pierce for a three, rattles in and out, no good, but Haley Christopher gets the offensive rebound. New possession for the Vandals. Pierce got an open look, did a lap around the rim and wouldn't fall. Markson cutting, left corner. Christopher, baseline jumper just inside the arc, no good. Nia Watsna with the board for San Francisco, and the Dons head the other way. Shannon Powell, the point guard, get things set. Guarded by Markson. And a Golic underneath to Nia Watsna in the post against Christopher. Yulia Nia Watsna. Another solid post move. Easy lay-in, 19-8 San Francisco. 2:20 to play now here in the first quarter. Underneath to Ferenz. Another great cut move. Juliette Jones involved there. Ferenz with the lay-in. 19-10. San Francisco by 9 as we near the 2-minute mark. Again underneath to Nia Watsna, but this time she traveled. Set the pivot foot, then tried to switch it. That does not work. So turnover San Francisco. San Francisco Thursday night against Washington State had 28 turnovers. Just 2 in the opening quarter. As Kiavella Virta returns, so too does Lucia Kostic. And the Vandals bring it up the floor. Markson to the right side of the arc. Hands to Ferenz. Thought about the three. Into the free throw line. Mikayla Ferenz jumper. Finds most of the rim and falls through. Mikayla Ferenz now with 10 of the Vandals' 12 points. 19-12 in favor of San Francisco. 1:40 here in the first quarter. Long time to go here. As contact, and there's an offensive foul. They're going to get Lucia Kostic for not setting the screen in time. So let's see, I think the third offensive foul for San Francisco. So now the bonus for Idaho on the next defensive foul for the final 1:34 here of the opening quarter. It's Markson again to the right side of the arc. Makes the move on Golic, found Christopher underneath. Nice play by Markson to find Haley Christopher open, kind of step to create the lane to get it through. 19-14. As Golic around to Kostic. Powell and around the perimeter it goes. Back to Powell on the left side of the arc. To Valavirta at the top of the key. Out near the hash mark now. To Powell well outside the arc at the top. To Golic. Marta Golic, jumper just inside the line. Couple of bounces off the rim, no. Out of bounds, Vandal ball. The Dons who were near it disagree. Call goes the Vandals' way. 54.6 to play here in the opening quarter. 19-14 the score. San Francisco by 5. Markson on the right side of the arc. To Ferenz, top of the key three for Mikayla. It's good! Mikayla Ferenz hits the triple. First three of the game for the Vandals, almost all the way through the first quarter. But Idaho cuts it to 2, the San Francisco lead at 19-17. The Dons just across midcourt. Gina Markson guarding Shannon Powell, point guard against point guard. 5 seconds between game and shot clock. Quick handoff back to Powell to Kostic, left elbow. Underneath to Valavirta, who found some space for the lay-in. Kia Valavirta up to 6 points, 21-17. Juliette Jones driving down the right side of the key in the corner to Ferenz. 2 seconds, one, can she get a shot away? No. Stopped from shooting on the final play of the opening quarter. Interesting quarter. Vandals started to find their way offensively toward the end, but it is San Francisco for the Vandals. Gina Markson with 2, Haley Christopher with 2. Julia Nia-Watsna, the leading scorer for San Francisco with 7. Kia Valavirta with 6. Shannon Powell with 4, and Mia Lundqvist with 2, covering the scoring in the opening quarter. San Francisco ball to begin the second. As Shannon Powell at the top of the arc moves it back out. They get it underneath in the post to Kostic, who somehow found her way through there and got a lay-in up and good. Lucia Kostic on the board. 23-17, San Francisco by 6. Again, second quarter just underway, live from Memorial Gym in Moscow. As Mikayla Ferenz finds Christopher underneath in the right corner, Taylor Pierce open 3. Little long, no. Juliette Jones comes flying in with the offensive rebound. Out to Markson for a left wing 3. Long, no. Jones was almost there again for the board, but Kostic able to corral it for the Dons. Powell across midcourt. Markson trying to pick her pocket there. Now back around to Powell on the right side of the perimeter. Out to Marta Gulich, working down the left side. Again, San Francisco going right to left. Pass stolen away by Gina Markson. Gina across center to Taylor Pierce. Back to Markson. Around, Juliette Jones will take a right wing 3. Little shy, no. Rebound to Kostic of San Francisco. So Powell gets things set up for the Dons. Now cutting, driving all the way. A long lay-in attempt, no good. But she's fouled all the way to the hoop, and Shannon Powell will go back to the line. I think the foul's going to be on Haley Christopher, it is. Oh, excuse me, it's on Jones, my apologies. I saw 4 fingers, but not all 5. So Juliette's first, Idaho's first of the second quarter. Shannon Powell at the line, first free throw on the way good. Shannon Powell, the second leading scorer for the Dons so far in 2018-19, at just shy of 12 points a game. Also their leading rebounder. Quite a few bounces. Second free throw from the lefty Powell is good. 25-17 San Francisco, 8:35 to play in the second quarter. As Mikayla Ferenz will bring it up for the Vandals. Swing it across to Juliette Jones, out near the hash mark on the left side of the arc. Janie King in the game for the Vandals now. 3 from the left side from Ferenz, no. Rebound to Kostic of the Dons. Valavirta quickly the other way with speed for San Francisco. She runs to the right side of the perimeter, gets it to Kostic at the top of the key. Trying to find Nia-Watsna underneath. Double team Yulia Nia-Watsna. Ball gets away, but Gulich able to find it. Jumper no good. Kostic with the board. 3-pointer on the way from Valavirta, who got to the outside the arc. It's good. San Francisco's lead back out to 11 at 28-17. As Ferenz the other way quickly finds her way past Powell, I believe it was, and gets the lay-in to fall. 15 now for Ferenz of the Vandals 19. 28-19 San Francisco. 7:45 to play in the second. It's Powell. Yeah, Kostic moved her pivot foot before she passed it. That's a travel. 28-19. 7:40 now. On the turnover, Idaho ball. Ferenz bringing it up. A little different look for the offense this time as it starts with Ferenz as opposed to trying to find her out of it. Ferenz left side 3. Little long, no. Gina Markson with the offensive rebound. Kicks it back out to Juliette Jones. She'll try a 3 from the right side. Rattles in and out, no good. 2 3 attempts for Juliette Jones that were not far away, but neither fell. Valavirta Tries to find Nia Watsna underneath. Christopher on the hustle, just couldn't quite get there. Nia Watsna gets the lay-in to fall. 30-19 San Francisco. It's Ferenz, top of the arc, working against Powell to the right side. Back out to Juliette Jones. Juliette Jones, transfer from Cal State San Marcos, finds Christopher on the baseline. Right wing three for Ferenz. Little long, no. Rebound to Galich of San Francisco. Down to Kostic. Contact underneath, and it's going to go the Vandals' way. As Christopher was not set, but I think they thought that Kostic was maybe just a bit too far, or maybe he just went into her a bit too much. Ultimately, the foul goes to Kostic, which is her second. San Francisco's first of the second quarter. And Ferenz will bring it up for the Vandals. Down 30-19, 6:35 to play now in quarter number 2. It's Ferenz across to Jones out near the hash mark. To Gina Markson, who almost had her foot on the hash mark. Now down to the post to Nina Carlson in. Gina Markson left side three. Rattles out, no. Janie King gets the offensive rebound. Trying to find some space, gets the ball back up off the rim and oh. Ball careening out of bounds, or finds its way out, I should say. And it is San Francisco ball. It's kind of ricocheting around for a moment. 13-19, San Francisco by 11. So we hit the 6-minute mark now of the second quarter. As the Dons underneath to Nia Watsna. She found some position, but can't get the lay-in to go. Contact underneath, and the foul's going to go the way of Idaho. I think they're going to get Powell underneath. Her first foul. Second foul for San Francisco. Substitution as Galich comes in for Powell. And San Francisco just with 8 players here this afternoon. So they are rotating folks in and out, trying to keep them fresh. So it'll be Markson to bring it up the floor this time. Markson, Jones, Ferenz, Carlson, and King on the floor. It's a pick and roll attempt to get it to Carlson, deflected away. Stays with the Vandals, 19 to shoot, 5:42 to play in the second. 30-19 San Francisco. The Vandals will inbound it to their right side underneath their own hoop of the far baseline from us. On the inbounds, Ferenz underneath, gets the lay-in to go. Ferenz found her way around the screen. Easy two for Mikayla with 17 now of the Vandals' 21. San Francisco by 9 though, 30-21. Nia Watsna again doubled underneath, trying to keep the ball out of her hands. Lundquist back out to Nia Alexander. To Galich on the right side of the arc, trying to cut to the hoop. Marta Galich finds her way through. Lay in good, 32-21. As Taylor Pierce getting ready to come back in the game for the Vandals. Markson dribbles it to the left elbow, picks the dribble up, looking for some help. Tries to get it to Carlson, it's deflected away. Stolen by the Dons. Uncertain pass gets to Valavirta, who is fouled and manages to find a lay-in attempt, which will end up being 2 free throws. Foul is going to be on Ferenz, as we have reached now the media timeout here in the second quarter. 4:54 to play in quarter number 2. The score is San Francisco 32. Going to be 2 free throws for the San Francisco Dons. Allison Kirby into the game for the first time for Idaho. Spirit Lake, Idaho. First free throw on the way for Valavirta is good. Kia Valavirta, 5'8" freshman guard from Finland. Second free throw is short, no good. Taylor Pierce with the board. It is Pierce, Ferenz, Kirby, Carlson, and Jones on the floor for Idaho at the moment. As Mikayla cuts into the free throw line. In a little bit of trouble. Gets it back out to Juliette Jones. 17 to shoot for Idaho. As Pierce cutting down the baseline. Found Kirby in the corner. Mikayla Ferenz now cutting in to Kirby. Right side of the arc. Finds Carlson underneath. Great passing by the Vandals to find the open player. Nina Carlson with her first points of the game, 33-23. San Francisco by 10 now, 4:20 to play in the second quarter at Memorial Gym. Nia Alexander handles it now, top of the arc for San Francisco. into Nia Watsna. 12-foot jumper, no. Juliet Jones had the rebound for a moment. It was knocked away, but Ferenz gathers it for Idaho. Mikayla Ferenz, they didn't pick her up. Long three, little long no. And we have a timeout. San Francisco, as Molly Goodenbach class, though it's her third year at the helm of the Dons. 5 freshmen out of the 8 suited to play today. And they just let Mikayla Ferenz dribble down the floor and take a 3 from the left wing. And that was all it took for Coach Goodenbauer to call timeout. Dons with the ball. Skolich working, Lundquist, Volavir to left side of the arc. It'll be Powell, top of the key 3. It's long, no. Taylor Pierce with the rebound for Idaho. The Vandals looking to find some points. Quickly down the floor to Juliet Jones. As Ferenz now dribbling to the right elbow. Allie Kirby, left corner 3. Just a little shy, no. Valavirta with the board for San Francisco. Up the floor with speed. To the left wing of the arc and back out to Powell. Dawn swinging around the perimeter. Valavirta to Powell at the top. To Golich on the right side. Now underneath at the right elbow to Lundquist. To Valavirta. Top of the key. Long jumper. It's a long 2 for Lundquist, and it's good. 35-23. The Dons by 12. As it's a 3 now for Ferenz from the right side. It's good. Mikayla Ferenz continuing her hot shooting, 20 points. It's the 3rd straight game in which Mikayla Ferenz has had 20 points in the opening half, 20 at least. Right now looking to get the others going there. Nia Watsna baseline jumper from the left is good. Juliet Nia Watsna for 2, 37-26, 2:25 to play in the second. Juliet Jones in the left wing to the right elbow. Finds a cutting Allison Kirby. Little miscommunication with Pierce, tried to find her in the left corner. Pierce was headed to the wing. Pass goes out of bounds, San Francisco ball. Gina Markson into the game, returning. Juliet Jones to the bench. And Lucia Kostic returning for San Francisco, giving Nia Watsna a spell. It's inbounded. Christopher will now head in for the next substitution possibility. Powell to Valavirta, to Kostic on the left baseline and back out to the right wing to Valavirta. Powell at the top of the key. Shannon Powell passes it back out. Kostic, free throw line jumper, no. Carlson gets the rebound, knocked away for a second. She regathers it. Up to Markson, who comes up the floor with pace. Markson on the right side of the arc working against Kostic. That's definitely a speed advantage to Gina. The lay-in wouldn't go. Ball on the floor, then back up. San Francisco able to gather it. Powell heading the other way on the break. Shannon Powell lay-in attempt, no. Carlson underneath had rebound position. She got the rebound, but she was fouled in the process. Foul is on Marta Golich. San Francisco's 3rd of the second quarter. Neither team in the bonus are really in much danger of getting there. So Christopher in for Kirby. And Abby Rathman returns for San Francisco. So on the floor for the Vandals, Markson, Ferenz, Christopher, Carlson, and Pierce. Gina dribbles it across the logo, gets it to Christopher, to the left side of the arc to Mikayla Ferenz. Ferenz trying to find her way. Some contact, and she's blocked and fouled. I think it was Golich again. Second foul for Marta Golich in short order. 1:20 to play second quarter, 37-26 San Francisco. It's the floor, I think, getting a little addressed, making sure. I think we have a little bit of moisture on the floor. They're going to try to get it up either by sneaker squeak or towel. Coming in. Just trying to make sure the playing surface is safe. One of the ball girls able to mop things up and get it cleaned up. Still working a little bit. There we go. The floor looks to be in good shape now. Idaho will inbound it on the far sideline from us. Ferenz inbounds to Markson. Top of the key, Gina working against Abby Rathman. Full shot clock for the Vandals. Into the right corner to Pierce. Taylor Pierce back out to Markson. It's a long 2 from the right side, short. Valavirta with the board, finds Golic on the break. Ball getting bounced around, the pass a little long. Christopher able to steal it away. Under a minute to play now in the second quarter. San Francisco up by 11, long three from Ferenz. Rattles around, no good. It went front rim, glass, front rim again and out. Up to Powell. San Francisco now maybe wanting to slow things down a bit, we'll see. It's around the perimeter it goes. Valavirta cutting, laying off the back of the rim, no. Rathbun gets the board for the Dons. Powell thought about a three, goes down the lane. Lay-in attempt good for Shannon Powell. Shannon Powell to 8 points, 39-26, San Francisco by 13. Shot clock off for the Vandals. 15 seconds to play in the first half. It's Markson going to dribble out some clock, so they make sure this is the final possession here of quarter number 2. It's Markson against Powell, 3 seconds, 2 seconds. Ferenz, three from the right side. Rattles in and out, no good. Just kind of that half for the Idaho Vandals. Bunch of looks that just wouldn't fall. And San Francisco goes into halftime to the Locker Room Central Credit Union Vandal Radio Network from Learfield. Me Vandal ball to start the second half. 39-26 San Francisco the score through 2 quarters of play. As Markson inbounds it to Mikayla Ferenz. Vandals going right to left from our broadcast position here in the second half. That's Isabel Hannon in the game, a little contact, and she's fouled. Foul is on Moa Lundqvist. That is her first, team first here in quarter number 3. No one in real foul trouble for either side right now. On the floor to begin the second half, it is Gina Markson, Mikayla Ferenz, Natalie Klinker, Isabel Hannon, and Taylor Pierce. As the lob goes underneath to Klinker, lay-in won't fall. Klinker able to get her own offensive rebound. She'll get it to Markson. Markson will dribble it back out, try and reset things. The Vandals running shot from Markson, no. Klinker another rebound. So she's making an impact quickly in this one in the third quarter. Pierce cutting to the right elbow back out. Now to Pierce, right side of the arc. Taylor Pierce dribbling, free throw line jumper. Little shy, no. Natalie Klinker with the board, and she's contacted and fouled. Natalie Klinker with 3 offensive rebounds to begin the third quarter. Foul is on 33 of San Francisco. Shannon Powell, her second foul, and it's a team second. Natalie Klinker heading to the line. 3 boards just like that for Natalie. Sophomore post from Fairfield, Montana. First free throw on the way. Up and good. Klinker on the scoreboard. Her first point of the game. 39-27. Chance to get it within 11 here with 9:13 to play in the third quarter. Second free throw rattles up and in. So head coach John Newley going with a little more size underneath. Try and combat that advantage for San Francisco. 39-28 the score. As it goes around to Marta Golic, dribbling at the top of the key. Golic to Valavirta. She traveled. Tried to go before she dribbled. That is a travel, and it goes the other way on the turnover. So Pierce will get it into Markson. The Vandals 2 of 20 beyond the arc in the opening half. We will certainly try and change that here in the final 20. It's Ferenz working against Kostic. Mikayla Ferenz, long 2, short. Klinker with the board, she gets it up, no. Ball knocked away for a moment. Lucia Kostic gets the rebound for San Francisco. But Klinker already making an impact here in the third. As Valavirta around to Golic, to Shannon Powell. Now to the top of the key to Kostic. Powell on the left wing of the arc. To Golic now running toward the right side. Marta Golic backing down. Fall away jumper. Hannon blocks it. Izzy Hannon put her hand up and stopped it. As Pierce underneath to Hannon. Hannon, little 5-foot jumper off the glass. Good for Izzy Hannon. Quick move by Izzy gets her on the board. 39-30. The San Francisco lead under double digits. As Golic to Kostic on the left side. Top of the key. Moa Lundqvist for 3, no. Hannon tips the rebound to Ferenz, who gathers it. Mikayla Right side, Hannon, left baseline jumper, good. Izzy Hannon with 2 jumpers. Idaho comes out with a 6-0 run, and Molly Goodenbauer of San Francisco wants time. 7:32 to play, third quarter. The score, San Francisco here in the third quarter. And it has been post work underneath from Isabel Hannon and Natalie Klinker, as they're both on the floor to really kind of combat the length and height of the San Francisco Dons. San Francisco inbounds. Shannon Powell bringing up for the Dons. Boa Lundquist swings it around to Abby Rathman on the left side of the arc. Top of the key, Valavirta back to the left, and Rathman. Rathman with the dribble, back out to Powell, sort of near the logo, 10 to shoot for San Francisco. Lundquist, Valavirta behind her for 3. Rattles around, no. Natalie Klinker with the rebound. That is 5 rebounds for Natalie Klinker in about 3 minutes. As it was Ferenz headed out of bounds. She thought a foul was called. There is no foul. I don't think Idaho coach John Newley can believe it either. It stays Vandal ball, 22 to shoot, 6:57 to play in the third. On the inbound, short jumper from Ferenz, no. Klinker able to get the board. She puts it up and she's fouled. Natalie Klinker controlling the boards at the moment for the Idaho Vandals. Now 6 rebounds in 3 minutes and 8 seconds. Free throw on the way for Klinker. Bounces around and in and through. 39-33. As Klinker, second free throw now. The sophomore from Fairfield, Montana, hits them both. 39-34. Idaho within 5. 6:50 to play now in the third quarter. San Francisco going left to right in this third quarter in their green and gold. Idaho right to left in black and white. As that pass out of bounds. Some miscommunication by the Dons. It was Nia Watsna who tossed it out. Vandal ball. Interesting to see this game kind of change a little bit, but not change in the way you'd expect a Vandal team to change it. You'd expect them to start hitting beyond the arc, and certain they'll still look to do that at some point, but right now it is Haddon and Klinker getting the Vandals back in this one. It's Gina Markson outside the top of the arc. Ferenz on the left side, down the baseline. Ferenz double teamed. Out to Haddon. Isabel Haddon, running shot, no. That ball out of bounds. That'll be San Francisco ball. It was again Klinker who was able to get her hand on it, but not able to control it. As Moa Lundquist inbounds it to Shannon Powell. And the only senior Shannon Powell on this San Francisco team playing this afternoon. As Nia Watsna out to Powell outside the arc. 15 to shoot for San Francisco, under 6 to play now in the third. Idaho within 5. That's the play between Lundquist and Valavirta. Haddon blocks the lay-in attempt. Gina Markson to Taylor Pierce in the left corner. Taylor Pierce dribbles around. Runner can't fall. Pierce batting it around. Valavirta ends up corralling it for San Francisco. They'll settle it down now. Powell guarded by Markson. Senior on freshman there. To the right side of Valavirta. Kostic, 3 seconds. Moa Lundquist a little too long in the key. Idaho ball. Kostic returns. Moa Lundquist gets a break. Right now it is Ferenz, Markson, Klinker, Haddon, and Pierce on the floor. Pass into Haddon. Just outside the arc on the right side. Around a couple of screens comes Ferenz, who has it on the left side of the arc. Mikayla Ferenz working down the baseline. Little contact underneath. Now the foul's going to go the other way. Foul's going to be, I believe, on Natalie Klinker. If so, it's her third. 5:04 to play in the third. It is on Idaho's Natalie Klinker, her third. First of the period for Idaho. San Francisco has 3 fouls. So we have a little moisture on the floor. Going to get one of the ball girls out here. She's going to need to be directed, I think, to the spot here. There we go. Maybe some help from Idaho trainer Chelsea Richardson. Does a fantastic job for the Vandals. She gets the floor clear and ready to go. Not usually her job, stepping in and getting the job done. San Francisco inbounds it. Kostic to Powell. Markson picked her up almost all the way down the floor, trying to cause her some problems. As Markson ended up into the screen of Nia Watsona. Kostic now on the baseline to Powell. Shannon Powell off the glass and in. Shannon Powell, 10 points now for San Francisco. San Francisco with their first points of the quarter over halfway through. As Hannon just outside the arc, around a couple of screens comes Taylor Pierce. Dribbling, she'll take a three from distance. No good. Natalie Klinker with the board, and she's fouled on the way up. Natalie Klinker, her 7th rebound of the third quarter. Valavirta gets the foul for San Francisco, her second, and we have timeout on the floor. 4:26 to go in the third. San Francisco fourth time, though, as Idaho has outscored San Francisco 8-2 so far in the third, and Natalie Klinker just rebounding very impressively in the third. Gets 2 more free throws at the line. First one on the way and good for Natalie. 5 points now for Natalie, all of them from the charity stripe. Here comes the next one. That one's off the back of the rim, no. Lane violation called on San Francisco. They'll get another. Couldn't tell which player it was. It was on the left side of the key. Klinker will get another opportunity. Second free throw on the way, and it swishes through. So the lane violation costly for the Dons. 41-36 now. Idaho within 5. 4:20 to play in the third. As Powell guarded again by Markson. Kostic to Nia Watsona around the arc. Similar ball movement from both sides in this game. As Powell, again a handoff to Valavirta. Stripped for a moment, got it back. Pass underneath, a running Rathbun. Nice find by Kostic on the assist. And San Francisco's lead back up to 7 at 43-36. So Markson in the front court. Gets it to Hannon, left side of the arc. To Taylor Pierce, top of the key. Back and back out to the Vandal logo. 12 to shoot. Right side three for Taylor Pierce, a little long. Mikayla Ferenz underneath with the board. And then it gets taken away by Shannon Powell. Powell brings it up to the left side of the perimeter for San Francisco. To Kostic near the top. Right side, Kia Valavirta for three. Long no. Ball on the floor. I believe that's going to be a jump ball. A possession arrow in the favor of San Francisco. 3:15 to play now in the third. San Francisco with a 43-36 lead. Nina Carlson preparing to check into the game here. Bringing the sub, it'll be for Izzy Haddon. Haddon, who found 4 points in a short burst there. Marta Gulich will return for San Francisco. So Lundquist out of the game for San Francisco. It is Carlson, Klinker, Markson, Pearson, Ferenz for Idaho. And the ball stolen away by Taylor Pierce along the far baseline. Taylor up the floor quickly to Ferenz, left side three. A little long, no. Carlson gets the board and puts it back in. Nina Carlson, an offensive rebound and a putback, 43-38. As Powell careening in. Long jumper from Lucia Kostic, good. Just outside the right elbow. 45-38 San Francisco. Markson working against Gulich. Hands it to Ferenz on the right side of the arc. Mikayla near the free throw line. Fall away jumper, rattles in and out, no good. Boy, shots just not falling for the Vandals this afternoon from distance. As Powell works it around the arc to Kostic on the left side. Kostic looking for some space. It's to Valavirta around to the right side to Nia Watsona. Lucia Kostic, pass deflected, gets out to Powell, 10 to shoot for San Francisco. Valavirta working against Pierce. Kia Valavirta, nice move, lay-in doesn't fall though. Klinker with the offensive rebound, she's tied up, that'll go Idaho's way. Vandal ball, 2:07 to play, third quarter, 45-38 San Francisco. Next foul for San Francisco will put Idaho in the bonus for the remainder of the third. As Markson brings it up floor and across center court. Over to Ferenz on the right side of the arc. Klinker with a screen for her. Ferenz backs it back out. Now driving down the right side of the key. Mikayla Ferenz, the lay-in good. Ferenz with her first points of the third quarter. 22 now for Mikayla, 45-40. San Francisco by 5, a minute 40 to play in the third. As it swings to Marta Golic, trying to get it underneath. Ball kicked by Ferenz. San Francisco will reset. 17 to shoot. As Moa Lundqvist returns in favor of Nia Watsna. Just trying to give her a break perhaps. Golic inbounds, gets it into Powell. Again, 15 to shoot now for the Dons. As Powell works around a screen of Kostic, coming down the left side, lay-in good, kind of a mirror image to Ferenz's lay-in. 47-40 San Francisco. 1:15 to play now in the third. As Gina Marks is going down the right side of the key. Runner rattles in and out, no. Rebound, Powell of San Francisco. She gets it across, and now they'll slow things down with the Dons. Minute to play in the third. San Francisco by 7, 47-40. Kostic at the top of the key. Idaho bench wanted to travel. It was close. Moa Lundqvist, the right side three. Long no. Ferenz with the board. Vandals the other way with pace. Ferenz will back it back out. Now bound left side of the key. Mikayla's lay-in doesn't fall. Nina Carlson gets the offensive rebound, and she's fouled. That'll send Nina Carlson to the line as Idaho goes into the bonus. Foul is on Moa Lundqvist, her second. The only player on either side with 3 fouls is Natalie Klinker. No one else with more than 2 at the moment. First free throw from Nina Carlson on the way. Swishes through. Near the post from Post Falls. Again, quite fitting, just outside of Coeur d'Alene. Second free throw now coming for Nina Carlson. On the way, up and good. Nina hits them both. 37.8 to play in the third. 47-42. San Francisco by 5. As a pass to Kostic, now to Valavirta, outside the left wing of the arc. Swings well outside the perimeter to Powell. She'll take a right side three now. It's short, no good. Klinker with the rebound. And Taylor Pierce brings it up for Idaho. Idaho a chance to get this within a one-possession game here in the final, likely final possession of the third. Marks it around to Pierce, right side of the arc. She'll take a three. It's good. Taylor Pierce swishes it through. She's fired up. As that's her first 3 of the game, her first points of the game, and they end the third quarter. They bring the Idaho Vandals within 2 points after 45. Again, great quarter though for Idaho. They score 19 points in the third to the Vandals to San Francisco's 8, cutting a 13-point lead at halftime to just 2 points to begin the fourth quarter. Moa Lundqvist inbounds it to Shannon Powell of San Francisco. San Francisco going left to right in the second half. In green and gold, the Vandals right to left in black and white. As Marta Golic, jumper from the left elbow, good. Just outside, or just a little further past it, that is. Marta Golic hits it, the San Francisco lead to 4 at 49-45. 9:35 to play in the fourth. Taylor Pierce driving. Just gave her the space to lay it in, good, and she's fouled. Taylor Pierce starting to see some fire from her. She hit a 3 at the end of the third. She gets the lay-in and she's fouled. Yulia Nia Watsna gets the foul for San Francisco. That's her second. And Taylor Pierce, the senior from Carlsbad, at the line. Carlsbad, California, to be precise. The free throw swishes through. And a quick foul On the inbounds, they're going to get Juliet Jones of Idaho with the foul. That is Juliet's second personal foul. 9:33 here in the fourth quarter. It's a 1-point game, 49-48 in favor of San Francisco. San Francisco's led this one most of the way. As Lundqvist around the arc, into the post to Nia Watson, doubled. They handed it off to Lundqvist, who lost the ball out of bounds. I think it went off of Klinker's foot out of bounds. And it'll stay with San Francisco. 12 to shoot, 9:14 to play in the fourth. San Francisco inbounded underneath the right side of their hoop on the far baseline from us. Into Valavirta. Dribbles it out. Powell in the left corner. Contact there, and she's fouled. They're going to get Juliet Jones again. That's Juliet Jones' third foul. Now the second Vandal with 3 fouls. Klinker with 3 as well. Fresh 30 for San Francisco. Same inbound spot, same inbound play, really to Valavirta. Back to the left corner, and Powell guarded by Jones. Golic, Niewatsna to Lundqvist on the right side of the arc. Around, Powell had to jump pass it to Golic. Top of the key, Valavirta for 3. Off the front of the rim, no. Natalie Klinker with a rebound. 8th rebound for Natalie Klinker in the second half. Mikayla Ferenz, little look away and then drive with the lay-in, and the Vandals have the lead. Idaho with the lead. It's the first lead of the game for the Vandals, 50-49. Idaho by 1, 8.5 to play in regulation. All the way back from 13 down. The Vandals have come. It's a timeout before the shot from Niewatsna. Timeout, San Francisco. 8:22 to play. That'll be immediate, it's a 30-second timeout. We'll keep it here for the moment. Corner, Idaho just getting their first lead of the game in this one. It is 50-49 in favor of the Vandals. San Francisco to inbound off of their own timeout. For the Vandals on the floor, it's Juliet Jones, Taylor Pierce, Mikayla Ferenz, Nina Carlson, and Natalie Klinker. As Golic to Niewatsna around to the right side of the arc, and Rathman. Lundqvist, top of the key, into Niewatsna, guarded by Klinker. Fall-away jumper a little long. Had to get it off just in time. Shot no good. Vandals bring it up floor. Juliet Jones. There was contact, and she was fouled. Marta Golic will be the first Dawn with 3 fouls. Second team foul for the Dons in the fourth quarter. 8:01 in regulation. Ferenz will inbound it right in front of the Idaho bench, across from our broadcast position. It's Juliet Jones around the screen to Taylor Pierce. We'll dribble it back out. Pierce with a little energy in the fourth. Pass into Klinker. Fall-away jumper just underneath the hoop. Just off the back of the rim, no. Powell the other way for San Francisco. Underneath Niewatsna. Fall-away Jay for her off glass and rim, no. Klinker with another rebound for Idaho. Make it 9 as they found Nina Carlson back on the fast break. San Francisco didn't count for Carlson with the lay-in. Idaho by 3. 52-49. 7:25. The noise level in Memorial Gym starting to raise a bit. That's across to Rathman from San Francisco in their front court. Lundqvist at the top of the key to Powell. Right side. Trying to guide the offense. She'll drill it back out. 10 to shoot, 7-10 to play. Powell driving all the way underneath to the left side and good. Shannon Powell, and then I believe we have a technical foul on the the San Francisco head coach, Molly Goodenbauer. She is beyond frustrated. It is a technical foul on the San Francisco bench, I believe it is. Didn't hear who it was. I think it was on their head coach. So Idaho is going to get free throws and possession after the made basket by San Francisco. And they get to pick the shooter, so it's Mikayla Ferenz at the line. First free throw from Mikayla. Swishes through. Senior from Walla Walla has not missed a free throw yet this year. I know I just put myself in peril saying that. Here's the second one. Swishes through. Thank you, Mikayla. Appreciate it. 54-51, Idaho by 3, and Vandal ball. Going to inbound it in the backcourt. The technical foul came right after the made basket. Referee's getting this all settled. John Newley with a question. Satisfied with the explanation. We move on. Pierce will dribble it up floor and across midcourt. 7 minutes to play. Idaho with a 54-51 lead. Around a screen to Ferenz. She looked for the three. Guarded by Powell. Couldn't find room. Tried to lob it underneath to Klinker. Stolen away. The pass a little long. Golich with the steal for the Dons. Powell will dribble it back out toward the Vandal logo. 6:40 to play here in the fourth quarter. Idaho by 3. Nia Watsna dribbling around the left side of the key. Yulia Nia Watsna threw it up, no. And the foul's going the other way. Nia Watsna ran into Nina Carlson, who had position. Third foul for Nia Watsna. Vandal ball. Pierce brings it up. And now we have a technical foul. I'm not sure. It's on San Francisco. I'm thinking that, or I don't understand here quite what's happened. If it's on the coach, and the first one was on the coach, then Molly Goodenbauer's day is done here. We're waiting to see the official word here. Who is it on? Where Molly Goodenbauer is taking her time if she's headed out. Waiting to see here. I don't understand what's happening. Okay, no, I believe Molly Goodenbauer has gotten her second technical, and one of the Idaho game operations staff is having to escort her to the locker room. That is the case. So the day done for San Francisco head coach Molly Goodenbauer. 2 technical fouls here in the fourth quarter. So she's escorted to the locker room. 6:26 to play. 2 free throws again for Mikayla Ferenz on the technical foul. First on the way, up and through. Not quite sure now who is officially in charge of the San Francisco Dons. Second free throw good. Because I did see senior guard Veronica Preciado kind of giving instructions. Anyway, both free throws good. Idaho by 5. 6:26 to play. And Juliet Jones will dribble it across. Full shot clock for the Vandals. Around the screen to Ferenz. Ferenz kicks it out to Pierce, right side 3. Little short, no. Klinker with an offensive rebound again. Jump ball called. A little quick on that whistle. It'll stay with the Vandals. But Klinker got that out of there pretty quickly. Nevertheless, it's Vandal ball. 29 to shoot. Hold on. We're going to wait to see now. Associate head coach Krista Sanford giving some instructions as Jones looking around to inbounds pass to Ferenz. As Mikayla now on the right side of the arc, swings at the top of the key. Taylor Pierce for 3. Short, no. Juliet Jones with another offensive rebound, but it's stolen away by Golich of San Francisco, who's now on the floor and tied up. It'll be San Francisco ball. 5:54 to go. 56-51 Idaho. Marta Golich, a little contact, kind of holding her left hand as she goes up the floor. Shannon Powell will bring it up for the Dons. And then quick contact, and it's Juliet Jones. That's her 4th foul. Juliet Jones has played some tough defense. She has 4 fouls. Gina Markson's going to head into the game for her. So Markson in for Jones. It's Gina Markson, Nina Carlson, Taylor Pierce, Mikayla Ferenz, and Natalie Klinker on the floor for Idaho. 5:45 to play. Full shot clock for San Francisco in the half court. Nia Watsna for 3. In and out, no. Underneath on the floor. All sorts of things going on. The Dons end up with the ball. So Powell will dribble it near the logo. Get it into Nia Watsna at the left elbow. Yulia Nia Watsna. Lundqvist to Powell on the left side of the arc. Lundqvist near the top of the key. 10 to shoot. She'll take a 3. It's way short and out of bounds. Idaho ball, probably not the shot that San Francisco was looking for. I believe that Janelle Jones, the associate head coach, is now in charge for San Francisco. As San Francisco head coach Molly Goodenbauer, 2 technical fouls in the fourth quarter, found her way to the locker room. Actually was escorted there, in fact. Ferenz near the free throw line. Short jumper, good. Mikayla Ferenz. She gets it to a 7-point Idaho lead. 30 points for Mikayla Ferenz for the 3rd straight game. Out to Nia Watsna. Into the key. Follow-away jumper from Moa Lundquist is good. 58-53, the Idaho lead down to 5. 4.5 to play. Here at Memorial Gym in Moscow. Glad to have you along for Vandal Women's Basketball live from Moscow. Handoff from Carlson. Ferenz, left wing 3. Little short, no, but it bounces out to Pearson, the offensive rebound, who saves it and gets it back to Ferenz. Mikayla Ferenz dribbles around the right side of the key. Spinning, lay it, good, and she's fouled. What a play by Mikayla Ferenz. She came swinging around, finds its way home, and she'll go to the line. Wow. Moa Lundquist, the foul for San Francisco, her 3rd. Ferenz to the line for a free throw. Now 32 points for Mikayla Ferenz. And the Vandals with a 7-point lead with 4:07 to play. Actually, the officials, not sure what's going on here. So the basket's good from Ferenz, and Klinker will shoot 2 at the line. Natalie Klinker with 10 rebounds, all of them in the second half. First free throw on the way from Natalie Klinker, good. So that is 7 points, all at the line for Natalie Klinker. Sophomore post from Fairfield, Montana. Second free throw on the way. It's long, no. Nina Carlson able to get to it on the offensive rebound. The arrow is in Idaho's favor. Vandal ball on the hustle play by Nina Carlson. The posts in the second half for the Idaho Vandals have really helped to turn this one around, as Valavirta will return for San Francisco in favor of Rathbun. Gina Markson to inbound for Idaho. Gets it into Ferenz in the left corner. Down the baseline goes Mikayla. Double team, stopped in the right corner. Comes Gina Markson. Out on the wing now of the perimeter. Full shot clock for the Vandals. It's now 18 to shoot. Ferenz is looking for a screen. Comes down the left side. Shot attempt blocked by Kostic. Ball on the floor, and Kostic able to gather it for the Dons. Gets it to Powell. She comes up floor to the three-point arc. On the left side. Backs it back out. Now working in the post. Left elbow to Kostic, who comes back outside the arc. 15 to shoot for San Francisco. Powell working on the right side of the key. Powell found her way through. She is fouled. Gina Markson can't believe it. She thought the block was clean. Foul is on Gina Markson. That's her first. 3:26 to play. 2 shots at the line for Shannon Powell. Again, the lone senior, not only dressed, but on the roster. Actually, excuse me, Preciado is also a senior. She did not play today. First free throw rattles in and out for Shannon Powell. Powell, again, is a 47% free throw shooter coming into the game. Second leading scorer for the Dons, just under 12 a game. Second free throw good for Shannon Powell, who is leading the Dons in scoring, 15 points. 61-54 Idaho with 3:20 in regulation. Markson to Carlson, dribbling the left side of the arc. Hands it to Ferenz, looking for space. Will now back it back out to the logo. To the V in Vandal. Now at the arc. Three-pointer for Mikayla Ferenz. Swishes through, good. Mikayla Ferenz, 35 points. Idaho with a 10-point lead with 3 minutes to play. 64-54 Vandals. Kostic thought about the three for a moment. Valavirta underneath, fouled. Kia Valavirta will go to the line for 2. The foul is on Taylor Pierce, her second, excuse me. As the Vandals again were down 13 at halftime. Did not lead this game until the third quarter. Both teams now in the bonus for the remaining 2:53. as Kia Valavirta hits the first free throw. The freshman from Finland, averaging just under 9 a game, a 74% free throw shooter coming in. As Nia Watson returns for Kostic. And Valavirta will take her second at the line. Couple of dribbles, up and through. 64-56, Idaho by 8, 2:53 to play in the fourth quarter. As Pierce dribbles it up across the center line. Out to Carlson now, out near the logo. She'll dribble to her left and hand it to Pierce, top of the key. Taylor will back it back out. Moa Lundqvist trying to not give her space. Pierce crossing her over a couple of times. She'll take a three from distance. Rattles in and out, no. Shannon Powell the other way for San Francisco. Powell all the way finding Valavirta underneath, and she's fouled. Valavirta will get back to the line. The foul's on Carlson, we believe. It is. Her first foul. Again, both teams in the bonus. It was a shooting attempt anyway. And Valavirta has to tuck in her jersey. And once that's all settled, she'll get the first of 2 free throws at the line. The Idaho pep band on the stage behind the San Francisco hoop, trying to catch Valavirta's attention. First free throw, does a lap and falls out, no good. Idaho still by 8. Second free throw coming for Kia Valavirta of the Dons. That one rattles rim, glass, and good. 64-57. Idaho by 7, 2:26 to play. Little surprised that San Francisco has not yet gone with a fuller court pressure, but they have not. Ferenz dribbling left side, loops it over to Pierce, left wing of the arc. Dons wanted an offensive foul. Ferenz in the left corner for 3. Long no. Valavirta knocked it away. Ball on the floor, back to Ferenz. Pierce will pick it up. Fresh 30 for the Vandals. Marks it into the corner for Ferenz. Down the baseline, Mikayla tries the lay-in. It falls through, but an offensive foul. Valavirta takes the charge. No basket. Take the basket away. It's no good. The foul is on Ferenz. That's her second. It's an offensive foul, so it doesn't trigger the bonus free throws. 1:56 to play in the fourth quarter. Now they're going, I believe, to review this one to be sure. About what? I'm not exactly sure. 9 with a chance to make it double digits with this free throw. And everything getting settled here. Ferenz making sure her feet are adequately stuck to the floor. Free throw good. 38 points for Mikayla Ferenz. 67-57 Idaho. 1:50 remaining here at Memorial Gym. In regulation, that is. As it gets out to Powell. Powell driving on the left side. Out to Lundqvist. She'll take a 3. It's long. The rebound is, I believe, Klinkers. No, actually, they're going to call a foul on Idaho. I'm going to wait to see who the foul is on. Foul is on Gina Markson. That is her second. Both teams in the bonus. So Powell will go to the line. 1:39 to play. Idaho head coach John Newley a little confused as to what the foul call was. He's getting an explanation now from official Esther Sue. First free throw. Powell rattles in and out, no good. Powell on the game is 5 of 7 from the line. Second free throw good. 67-58. Idaho by 9. 1:35 to play in the fourth quarter. Ferenz brings it up to the right side of the arc, hands it to Markson. Contact and a foul. I think it's going to be on Powell. It is. It's her third. Foul. Ferenz heading to the line. Ferenz with an opportunity now to get to 40 points if she hits both free throws. First free throw on the way. Good and through. Idaho head coach John Newley instructing his rebounders to come off the line and head into the backcourt. Second free throw. Ferenz good. 40 points for Mikayla Ferenz. 69-58. As she's near her career high or at it. 69-58, Idaho by 11. 1:25 to go in regulation. Powell trying to set a screen. Gets one from Nia Watsna. Whistle as some sort of ball came on the floor. I think that came from the band. I'm not exactly sure what happened there. But anyway, it is now off the floor. And I think they're ultimately going to, okay, they need an announcement from the public address announcer. Jeffrey Miles of ZFun 106. Please informing the crowd, please not throw anything on the floor. Back to action. Nia Watsna near the free throw line, fouled. I think the foul, I'm going to wait to see who the foul is on. It's on Nina Carlson. Carlson's, I believe, second foul. And Moa Lundqvist will go to the line. And Moa, 6'1", junior from Östersund, Sweden. First free throw is a little long, no good. Moa started 5 of the 6 games so far. Just 2 free throws make it 3 now on the season, averaging just over 4 points a game. Second free throw from Lundqvist, good, 69-59. And now the Dons will crank up the pressure, defending in the backcourt. The inbounds to Carlson. We'll hand it to Pierce, dribbling, cut off in a trap, dribbles her way through it and gets across, and John Newley wants timeout. 1:04 to play in the fourth quarter. The score, Idaho 69, San Francisco 59. Take a brief 30-second timeout. Vandal women's basketball in the Idaho. Taylor Pierce to inbound, 1:04 remaining in the fourth quarter. 69-59, ball batted away. San Francisco with the steal. Pass up the floor to Valavirta on the break. Trying to keep it in bounds to Rathman. It's knocked out of bounds. It'll stay with San Francisco. 55.6 remaining. It's a 10-point Idaho lead, 69-59. San Francisco ball inbounded underneath the left side of their hoop. Inbounded to Rathman on the right side. Underneath to Powell. Laying up and good. 69-61, 51.3 seconds remaining. Idaho by 8. The inbounds to Markson. Guarded. Full court pressure. Little trap. Pass up the floor to Ferenz. Markson fouled in the backcourt. And Gina will head to the line. Foul is on Valavirta, her third. Again, both teams in the bonus. Have been for some time now. And Gina Markson, 2 points in this game. Both at the line. She'll take 2 now. First free throw from Gina. Little long, no good. Again, the remaining 4 Vandals, Pierce, Ferenz, Klinker, and Carlson in the backcourt already. Not wanting to give San Francisco any foul attempts. Second free throw from Markson, good, 70-61. 40 seconds now remaining at Memorial Gym. Nia Watsna for 3. Short off the right side of the rim, no. Goes out of bounds. We have a timeout by Idaho. Waiting to see. They're going to advance it into the half court. Is it a 30-second or a full timeout? It's a 30-second timeout. Will land. Almost impossible to believe. As Pierce inbounds it to Ferenz. Ball ends up out of bounds. Gonna wait on the call. John Newley ended up with the ball. The ball is the possession of, I think they're going to say San Francisco and then review it. 32.5 seconds remaining. 70-61 in favor of Idaho. As Pierce trying to inbound it to Ferenz, it was stolen away by Shannon Powell of the Dons. Powell waited for Ferenz to get by her. Clock running out on San Francisco. Guarded by Klinker, picks up her dribble. Nia Watsna into the elbow. Running in Rathman with the lay-in. Lefty lay-in good for Abby Rathman. We have a timeout. Idaho, 13.9 seconds remaining. We'll keep it here still. Now 7-point lead with just under 14 seconds remaining. The Vandal ball inbounding in front of their own bench. Pierce, Carlson, Klinker, Markson, and Ferenz on the floor for Idaho. Inbounded in the backcourt. We have a whistle and a foul. It's going to go the other way. They're going to get Gina Markson on an offensive foul. That is Gina Markson's third foul. So 3 fouls for Gina Markson. I believe Juliet Jones is the only Idaho player with 4 fouls. Gina Markson with 3 fouls. I believe Natalie Klinker has 3. Referee at the table again. I don't know what we are sorting out here, as the officials for today's game have had a bit of work to do to sort things out here in the fourth quarter. Referees figuring out where the inbound is. We kind of know where that is. It's going to be in front of the San Francisco bench. 13.6 to play. 7-point lead for Idaho. Inbounded quickly to Powell of the Dons. Shannon Powell running toward the left side. Jumper, no. Nina Carlson with the rebound. She'll just cover it up on the floor. Possession arrow will give it back to the Dons with 5.9 seconds to play. But the Dons running out of time. And now we have a timeout, San Francisco. The Vandals trying to finish this one out here. Abby Rathman will inbound for San Francisco. Rathman quickly into Powell. Powell trying to get it underneath back to Rathman. 2 seconds, 1 second, shot up. Wouldn't have mattered either way, just would have meant the final margin. The Idaho Vandals get the win today at Memorial Gym in their last home non-conference game of 2018-19. The final score this afternoon in Moscow, Idaho 70, San Francisco 63. As the Idaho Pep Band plays Go Vandals, a happy crowd clapping along as the Vandals back to 500, 3-3 on the season. The San Francisco Dons fall to 2-5.